Hello, this is Joe and Darren over at Urban Hillsides Real Estate. Thanks so much for joining us again. Hope everybody had a great July 4th vacation. And we're back. It is July 9th. And we wanted to first announce that we have two open houses coming up. Saturday, the 12th, will be 7083 High Cliff Trail. That's in Tahunga. Beautiful three-bedroom, two-bath, move-in ready home. Sunday will also be at 960 Sanborn, unit number 3. That's in Silver Lake. It's a two-bedroom, two-bath, really walkable condo. And we'd love to see you guys there. So check it out at Urban Hillsides Real Estate for any other details. But we'll see you Saturday and Sunday if you'd like. Now, Darren, we've been talking a lot about the market. There's change going on. We feel it from our side. You start reading it out in the media, and whether it's real or not, it all sort of compounds into some sort of reality. And that's why we're called real estate reality, right? So here we are. And, what we wanted to talk about today in 10 minutes or less is home buyers finally responded. And what we're getting at is a CNBC article that you picked out titled Home Buyers Finally Responded After Mortgage Rates Hit Lowest Level in 3 Months. So I'm not going to go through the article, but the key points are, we'll talk about them. The average contract interest rate for 30-year fixed rate mortgages with conforming loan balances decreased to 6.77% from 6.79%. The second key point, applications to refinance a home loan rose 9% for the week and were 56% higher than the same week 1 year ago. And then finally, the third point, applications for a mortgage to purchase a home also rose 9% for the week and were 25% higher than the same week 1 year ago. So, wow. So there's a change happening. What do you think about this? Are things just getting normalized? Are people just getting used to the higher interest rate?
I think all the above. Um,
Mm,
in real estate, you always take a moment in time and say, is this a trend, or
right,
is it just a moment in time? So,
right,
but those are some substantial numbers, and I think how long can buyers and sellers each stay on the fence? People kind of have to
right.
get on with their lives and make decisions and move
Yeah,
forward.
yeah.
The pause is no good for anyone, really. And I
Hmm.
think this is a sign of that. There was enough of movement in the rates where, those who've been waiting finally said, fine, I'm going to do it. It's not what I want, but it's better than it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah,
I'm just going to
yeah.
bite the bullet and move forward.
Well, as you're saying, right? I mean, these are people that were in the sevens, and it could really mean something to them, if they were recent purchasers, right? How high did it get? 7.5? Or no, even higher. I'm trying to
Yeah,
remember what it was.
mid
But
sevens.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's significant. So,
it is.
another point in this article, and this came from Joel Kahn, a vice president and deputy chief economist at the NBA. He said home buyer demand is being fueled by increasing housing inventory and moderating home price growth. So again, things are
Right.
changing, and yeah, maybe buyers are just ready to move on, get going. So,
It's a balanced
so what?
market. The
Yeah,
easiest way to describe it, in my perception, which means nobody's 100% in charge. Um, Other than the simple fact that, in many cases, the seller doesn't have to sell,
right.
which relates to another article that came out this week that
Hmm.
that discussed the volume of delistings. So you've got sellers finally conceding and adding to inventory, but when they're not getting the result they want, they're just saying, you
Mm,
know what, I don't have to sell. I'm going to wait. And some of
right.
those sellers will have to sell, but those that
Mm,
don't have to are just pulling back.
right.
So it's a very
Right.
interesting component. If they pull it off the market, then it shrinks the inventory. I think enough is coming on to replace it, but it's preventing it from growing at a larger rate, which
Mm,
would ultimately be a longer term reduction in prices if that happened.
right. So, I always end out on this kind of question, but so for sellers, where do they need to be? And for buyers, where do they need to be in relation to what's going on right now in the market?
Well, I think both are still partially on pause mode.
Mm,
Um, and they're both dabbling. They're jumping in and getting their feet wet, and some of them are just
mhm.
accepting what the market is in that moment. And some of them are jumping in as the seller's delisting, or maybe buyers starting to look and stopping and just jumping back
Right,
out.
right.
Um, so there's nothing major. I think probably the biggest trigger that everybody has been waiting for and the can just keeps getting kicked down the road is the hope of a
Mm,
reduction in rates. And that happened without the Fed funds rate being reduced, but
mhm.
it would happen faster and further if that moment did happen. So it's a month by month. Is it going to happen this month? Moment,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
anticipation
yeah,
grows, and then there's a letdown when it hasn't happened at all this year so far.
yeah.
So
Well, I
it is
haven't
what it
looked at the
is.
odds. Yeah, I haven't looked at the
Oh,
odds, but
the next one.
I think I think July 30th is the next Fed meeting. So we'll see what
Yeah,
happens then. But
yeah.
all right. Well, look, guys, we hope that was some help to you. Everybody has their own individual situation, so feel free to reach out to us, and we're happy to talk about it. All right. Have a great one, guys. Take care. Be good.
Bye.
See ya.